Hello, third grade. Last week we discussed suffixes, which are parts of a word that are added to the end of a base word and it changes its meaning. This week we are going to discuss something called Greek root parts. With a Greek root part, it's very similar to a suffix, except for it doesn't have to come at the end of the word. So a Greek root are word parts similar to a suffix. It's a part of a word that has a certain meaning. So the four different Greek roots that we are going to discuss this week are ast, graph, log, and scop. Okay? The Greek root ast means star. So for example, if I have the word asterisk, then that's going to have to deal with a star. An asterisk is actually a star-shaped symbol, which this is an example of. So this AST, if I'm looking at the word, I know this has to do something with a star. Okay, so an asterisk is a star-shaped symbol. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to get with your groups and come up with at least 2 words that have the Greek root AST. I'll give you just a second. Welcome back. I'm sure that you've come up with some pretty good words with the Greek root AST. Our next Greek root that we're going to talk about is graph, G-R-A-P-H. Graph means write. So if for example, I have the word telegraph. A telegraph is a machine that sends written messages over long distances. Written messages, which means write. So I could tell what telegraph meant because I would know that this last part, graph, would have to do something with writing. So what I want you to do now is I want you to work with your group and come up with at least 2 words that have the Greek root G-R-A-P-H, graph, in them. I'll give you just a second. Our third Greek root that we're going to talk about is log, okay? L-O-G. And this means word. So for example, if I have the word monologue, I see this L-O-G in the middle. So I know it has to do something with words. So a monologue is actually speech or words in a play that are spoken by just one person. So it's sort of like our reader's theater, when you have just one person that's reading that one script. So if I have log, then I know it has to do with words. So I can look at monologue and actually break it down. Mono means one, log means words. So I know it has to do with one person reading words. What I would like you to do now is work with your group and come up with at least 2 words that have the L-O-G Greek root in them. I'll give you just a second. Your words just keep getting better and better. The last Greek root that we are going to talk about today is scop or scope, spelled S-C-O-P. And this means see. So if you see S-O-P-E in a word, it means that it's probably going to have to do something with seeing. So for example, if I have the word scope, I see S-C-O-P in it. So I know that it's probably going to have to do something with seeing something. So if I'm scoping out the playground, checking out what cool equipment there is to play on, that means I'm looking or I'm seeing what equipment I'm wanting to play on. So right now I'm going to give you a couple seconds and I want you to get with your group and come up with at least 2 words that have this S-O-P-E Greek root in them. I'll give you just a second. You guys have come up with fabulous words. Because you have learned about your Greek root words, now when you come to a word that has A-S-T, G-R-A-P-H, L-O-G, or S-C-O-P in them, you're going to have a better understanding of what they might mean.